Hello and welcome to my little escapade. Today I'm gonna be talking about the 24mm lens from Canon. Um, this is my favorite lens and I'm gonna tell you why. This lens, believe it or not, even though it's very little and it's considered a pancake lens, it is a prime lens. And it is one of the cheapest prime lenses that you will find out there, and it's one of the most useful lenses, and it is the lens that I mostly use. Many people out there, they just look at the telescopic lenses, and that's great. Telescopics are great, they are very useful, but they are not good for all types of photography. Telescopics are mostly used for wildlife, landscapes, and maybe some portraits or even some special shots for wedding photography. Um, a lens that it is an everyday use lens is one of these. Why? Because of its focal length. It has a 24mm focal length and a full body sensor in a full size sensor camera, and it will have around a 38mm focal length in an APS-C. So you gotta calculate that crop factor for your APS-C sensor. The 24mm Canon lens is like that one all-in-one package that you will ever need most of the time for your casual photography, professional photography such as landscapes too, because you can take great wide angle shots with this and capture a lot of landscape. You can use it for portraits because it has a 2.8 aperture limit that will allow you to get some pretty good decent bokeh. Even though it's not an extravagant bokeh, it can get there, it can give you a pretty decent bokeh. One of the let me read some over here, some of my notes. This nifty lens has an incredible power, also has great capabilities for macro photography, and if so for macro photography you can go ahead and like approach those subjects and create amazing pictures. It is also a great lens for street photography since it is a small lens. It won't look that intimidating on the streets, and it will also allow for greater composition. Because if you use a 50mm lens for street photography, you will focus on the subject, but not on the composition. With a focal length like this one, you can pretty much get a great composition no matter what shot you're taking. This lens is also a great lens for video since you can do some decent bokeh while you're recording. You can do that blurry effect, that blurry background effect while you're recording, and that looks pretty cool. Many YouTubers buy these lenses for that effect. Also, the price, under $150. This gives you a lot of performance for the price. It has a great low light performance, has great autofocus, it has a great manual focus. It has like this nifty focusing ring over here that you can just twist, and that will make it very easy. That will make it very easy for your photography. And the only downside is that if you're shooting like during the afternoon, this will overexpose your pictures, but that quickly can be solved at post-production or by applying a polarizing or an ND filter. Also, there is some small levels of chromatic aberration sometimes, especially during afternoon shots, but that could be easily corrected during post-production. Personally, This lens, I use this almost every day. There was a time that I didn't even took it off my camera. I've shot great videos, I've done great vlogs with this lens, and it is to me a must-have lens. Just think of how many times you will need a telescopic lens for your type of photography. Are you going to be using a telescopic lens all the time? Is wildlife your thing? Because the thing of a telescopic lens is that most of the time they start at the 50, 55 millimeter, 50 millimeter range, maybe 75 millimeter range, and that's very zoomed in. And there's not a lot of things that, for instance, that when you're traveling, you can't appreciate something if you're too zoomed in. Sometimes you want that mid-range, and this will give you that middle ground. Therefore, this is one of the most useful lenses that you will see and that you can purchase, especially for that entry-level $150 price. It is a must-have. It is also a great lens that you can use to begin with. It is great for amateurs and for experts, and you can basically do a lot of experiments and projects with it in any type of photography, even if it's landscape, portrait, street photography, whatever's your thing. I'm pretty sure you can get a good use for this lens. So let me showcase it here real quick so you can see it before I end the video. I got a protector over here. I got a filter over here that protects. It's an UV protector. Let me read you the specs over here. EFS 24 millimeter. Here is the autofocus or manual focus, and over here it states macro 0.16 meters or 0.52 feet, which is awesome. And here you can see that it says 49 millimeter size, in case you are wondering the size of this ring. And it is my favorite. I love it. If you have a Canon, you should have one of these. They call the 50 millimeter lens the Nifty 50, but this is the real nifty lens over here. This is the nifty 24 millimeter. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I suggest that you subscribe. If you have any comments, please leave them below and I will reply. Thank you for watching, and you have an awesome day. Goodbye.